What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you a big video. Recently I did a video on Power Rangers Ninja Steel, which was this show that apparently might be the next season after Power Rangers Dino Supercharge comes out for Power Rangers. So I mentioned a little bit of information, but there were two big things that were just announced in the past. Well, very, very recently, like in the past day or so. And the whole idea was that, first of all, Nickelodeon is confirmed to be extending their contract in regard to broadcasting Power Rangers all the way till at least 2018. So, what that means is whatever we get, if it is Ninja Steel, we will have that on Nickelodeon. It will not be on Disney Channel or something like that. We're going to have it on Nickelodeon, which personally, I don't know why I even say Disney Channel because of how their relations are now, but you get my point. Anyway, that's something to know, and that means that the 24th and the 25th season, so the 24th season and the anniversary season will be on Nickelodeon for a fact. So that means two anniversary seasons are going to be on Nickelodeon now. You know, you got Megaforce and you got Super Megaforce and you got that season. So definitely going to be interesting. The other thing, and that was it's a huge deal, and we know this for a fact. The Ninja Steel name, I'm not 100% sure if it's definite, but it's sounding like it's more likely now, just from what I've been hearing. Otherwise, I heard a huge thing, which I'm a little surprised that they already gave this information, which is they've unveiled the synopsis, supposedly, for the show, and it reads, Saban's Power Rangers Ninja Steel starts deep in space, where Zircon is the reigning champion of the most popular intergalactic game show in the universe, and monsters battle to prove who is the mightiest warrior. Zircon is determined to become invincible by controlling the mythical spirit crystal, which contains 6 supernatural ninja power throwing stars. The only thing standing in his way is a new team of heroic teenage Power Rangers who possess the spirit crystal. The evil Zircon sends his warrior contestants down to Earth to steal the crystal, where each epic battle against the Rangers is broadcast throughout the universe. Together, the Rangers must master their arsenal of throwing stars, Zords and Megazords, each made of legendary Ninja Steel, in order to stop this evil threat and save our planet from destruction. Okay, so personally, this is exciting. One thing that everyone online, especially on Twitter, has been like tweeting out is like the whole entire aspect of the game show thing. That's a really cool concept. Now, showing it around the world makes me curious. It also is completely original. That has never happened before, where they have had that as like a main theme. Keyword there, main theme. Obviously Ninja Storm, for example, there was a villain that I'm not sure if Ninja Storm themselves actually had this villain, but I know, well, they did have the villain, but they didn't do the same stuff that they did in Japan with the whole entire game show thing that they did in Japan with like this villain that was actually very, very funny. They actually made him very serious in America. And he's also was featured in the Japanese version of Super Megaforce, which is known as, Kaizo Sentai Gokaiger. So in Gokaiger, he was also featured in there, and they had a game show episode. So it's been done episode-wise with a game show host, but the fact that they're doing that really makes me curious, and it really makes me wonder. It's like they could do a lot with that, and it could be really, really good, or it could be the worst thing ever. And yes, they're hunting for the spirit crystal. Now, personally, I don't really know. We don't really know much about this, and it's definitely original because there's no such thing as this. Like, I don't think that Ninja has anything related to that. And last time I checked, none of that has anything to do with Ninja. So definitely sounds original. Definitely sounds original. One thing I also want to mention is the fact that, and the reason why I think that they're doing this is probably because, see, this Ninja is a season that is heavily based on like Japanese cultural stuff, and there's a lot more Japanese values and a lot of things that like are very specific to Japan that like Japan only would make sense to do, which is why it's really not a season that's easily just like brought over. It's one that you have to kind of create your original plot for, and it's nice that they're actually going that extra mile, because like some seasons I can't imagine them doing it and they've not done it. So, like, you know, Go Busters, I don't really know how they would have done that very well. ToQger, supposedly, if it's definitely a not happening deal, you know, I could see them doing it, but, like, trains aren't really popular in America, so, you know, I don't really know how well that would have gone over. I mean, there's some people that are definitely into trains, and don't get me wrong, all you train fans out there, it's, you know, it's a different audience. Like, Japan, people go on train regularly. Here, we don't have that as much. Like, people definitely go on train, they commute and all that stuff, and they go by train, but it's not as frequent as Japan and like areas in China and Japan and all those other areas where like that's actually a common way of transportation. Well, today that's really not in this part of the world. I'm just saying. So it's definitely an interesting story, and the game show thing really intrigues me, and it intrigues a lot of people. People are like mentioning the whole entire aspect of like, just imagine Lothor coming back and just appearing on the game show, and like also just imagine thinking about like, you know, they could really be creative with this. Like they could do brilliant things with like, you know, doing like game show related things, like referencing past seasons and like who was this character from this episode of this show, like, you know what I mean? Like they could do really, really cool stuff as an anniversary special and really make it, you know, interesting rather than just having to bring back Rangers. Although it would be nice to see the Ninja Storm Rangers. Do I expect them to bring out the Alien Rangers? Not likely. But the Ninja Storm Rangers, that could be really awesome. I mean, really, that would be amazing to see them, and I really mean that. Like, I would love to see them appear, even for an episode, just for an episode. It doesn't have to be all of them, but you know what I mean. Like, it'd just be really cool to see even one or two of them show up or something, or maybe even get both lead reds. I just don't really know. I can't say anything. It's too early now, but we'll have to wait and see. It sounds exciting. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. I would love to know what your opinions of the synopsis was. Do you like it? Is it bad? Is it okay? Are you hyped for this season? I know that we're talking about this season that's supposed to come out in 2017, and yet like the season that's supposed to be coming out like, I don't know, 2 weeks from now practically. We're not even talking about that, although I have done videos about that. And more people are beginning to get hyped about that, and yet like we're now getting Dino Supercharged like very soon. So and if you're watching this after that's already been released, you get you get my point. It's like people really are. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff on Twitter, and I've been viewing all that stuff. So and if you want to follow me, definitely go there. But it's just like, it's so interesting. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on Twitter while you're at it if you can. And also, answer the question time at the bottom will be something probably related to like the synopsis and what you think of it. What do you think of the whole entire game show host idea? Like, do you like that idea of a game show host being in charge of this? Do you think we're going to have an original villain just based off of that? Or do you think we're going to have a villain that's actually showed up in the Japanese show as the main villain? And how is this going to work? Like, how do you think that they're going to do this? Is this going to be like a lot of like fun facts and stuff for the 25th anniversary stuff? And are we going to have a split season? Are we going to have like, you know, Power Rangers Ninja Steel and then Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel, or Power Rangers Ninja Super Steel, which would be really weird. Probably Power Rangers Super Ninja Steel rather than Power Rangers Ninja Super Steel. That'd be kind of weird, but I don't know yet. Can't say anything. Personally, I have no idea, and obviously the Red Ranger, again, is the only one that gets like a special armored up mode unless they decide to create a unique one like they've been doing with a lot of recent seasons. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. I'm pretty excited overall for that, and you know, there's so much going on with Power Rangers and Sentai and all this other stuff, and you know, Zyuohger's coming out in February, and I've already bought a whole bunch of merchandise, so I'm hyped for that stuff because I've already gotten like I'm already waiting on like a whole bunch of merchandise. Some of it's supposedly going to come out like closer to like the end of January or even February, and then I'll probably be getting some in March and maybe even as late as April. So you know, I actually really wanted to buy stuff for this season because it's the 40th anniversary, and I'm really like hoping that this season's good because I mean, 40 is not a small number. That's a big number for a show. Not many shows have 40 seasons, or like Kamen Rider, they're in their 45th season. I mean, it's not small. It's not small. It's kind of big, like really big. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know this was a longer video than I actually originally hoped this would be, but please tell me below what you guys think. Are you excited for this season? Is this season something you're pumped for? What are you thinking? Tell me below. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. So goodbye, guys.